Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into my podcast, Xena Life as a Dominatrix. This is episode 47. This will be aired on Tuesday, September 26th, 2023. Before I begin discussing today's topic, I just want to note that on each and every of my podcast episodes, I have a link that states, support the show today. So when you click on the link, it leads to my Venmo page, and tips are greatly appreciated. So thank you very much. And before I begin discussing today's topic, I chose this topic because the other day on Facebook, I received a random email from somebody from the past who used to live in Chicago. He used to attend the parties, and he was basically, the email stated something like, yeah, the Doms here in my city, they could learn a thing or two from you, and they don't know what they're doing, and this and that. And I'm just like, don't insult the ladies, seriously. And maybe they're beginners, maybe they're amateur, maybe they're just beginning to learn about the BDSM scene. So he was kind of reminiscing about the past and the parties, how he used to enjoy the parties, attended the parties, and would watch me play, and stated, yeah, they could learn a thing or two from you. So, that's a compliment, but then when you badmouth other ladies, that's not appropriate. So, so basically what I'm trying to say is that if there's any newbies out there that have any questions about the lifestyle, you're more than welcome to send me an email, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. And also, I chose this topic today for the podcast, Storytime Part 7, and these are how-tos in my book, Xena Life as a Dominatrix, which is found on Amazon. And the paperback version or Kindle versions are both available. And I believe this is Chapter 9 or Chapter 10. How to become a dominatrix. There are plenty of misconceptions about a dominatrix. Dominatrix is not an escort, nor a masseuse, nor a prostitute, nor interested in the girlfriend experience. Dominatrix does not provide sexual services. Dominatrix does not wear fetish attire at all times. Top 10 misconceptions. I believe I discussed this in a previous podcast episode. So I'll name the top 10. Number 1, that we hate all men, which is not true. Number 2, that we give the same services as escorts, not true. Number 3, that we do not have a life outside of the dungeon. It's not true. Number 4, that we do not respect limits. That's not true. Number 5, that we are always mean. I mean, we're mean when we want to be, but it's not true. Number 6, that we're in the line of business only for the money. It's not true. Number 7, that anybody can do this. Not true. Number 8, that people into BDSM or fetish are not normal. That's not true. Number 9, that if you see a dominatrix, you're cheating on your spouse. That's not true. And number 10, that we are all the same. We all have similar play styles, similar wardrobe, similar looks, but we're all different in our own way. Each dominatrix has a special niche about them. So for instance, my specialty, I might call myself like a rubber goddess because I love wearing rubber, and I have a fetish for latex, and I enjoy incorporating rubber devices, rubber bondage in my sessions. So it's very important to not copy another dominatrix. Create your own identity, because you'll be cheating the experience of your own potential clients, and most importantly, you'll be cheating yourself from discovering who you could really become. Last, some dominatrixes have their own limits. For instance, not all dominatrixes offer foot fetish or toilet training, for instance. Or not all dominatrixes offer medical fetish, and that's okay. You don't have to offer the same exact sessions that another dominatrix offers. So ask yourself this first question. Why do I want to become a dominatrix? If your first answer is to make money, then figure out how you will achieve that goal. But first, you'll have to understand what you're getting yourself involved in. If your next answer is, it's empowering, you are definitely correct. Remember, it's all right to be money driven, but you must enjoy what you're doing at the same time. Ask yourself this second question. Is this really for me? Can I really do this? It's great to feel inspired. It's great to have wonderful women to look up to. Remember, the goal is to be your own authentic self. Have confidence, motivation, stay positive. Can you do this? Yes, you can. Set yourself apart from other dominatrixes in your city. Set your own limits. Create your own persona. You don't have to cater to every single client. You don't have to offer every single fetish that's out there. If you specialize in something, whether it's bondage or foot fetish, medical fetish, spanking fetish, then market yourself as that. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable. Remember, you come first. Some of the men enjoy receiving pain, whether it's CBT, nipple torture, being slapped in the face. If you enjoy giving pain, advertise it on your website. Of course, remember, it's safe, sane, and consensual. Remember, also, do whatever makes you feel comfortable. If you're not comfortable with inflicting pain, then don't inflict pain. If a client wants you to blow cigarette smoke in his mouth and you don't even smoke, then don't let your lungs suffer for the client. Offer whatever you desire. And if this is for you, then you will need to figure out a way to get yourself out there. Ask yourself this third question. How will my boyfriend or spouse react to this? How will my family or friends react to this? Best case scenarios, your partner will respect what you're doing. He might even want to experience a sensation of a paddle or playing a role as a submissive. It may be another way to spice up your sex life. You taking charge in the bedroom. That might be a turn on for him. And worst case scenario, some partners might feel betrayed, jealous. Their masculinity might feel threatened. They might become insecure. And they'll have no understanding about this lifestyle. And they will look at you a different way. And some might flat out tell you, no, I don't want you to become a dominatrix. Some men might choose to leave the relationship because it may be too much for him to handle. My recommendation, don't keep it a secret from him. It might make it matters worse. So assure him that you being a dominatrix is not cheating. Be as open as possible with him. Hopefully he will have an understanding about your decision in becoming a dominatrix. Regarding telling your family or friends, this is your personal choice. So the best case scenario, they will respect your choice and they'll become very supportive of what you're doing in your life, and they might even have an open mind to learn what exactly you're doing. And the worst case scenario, they might shame you, they might cut you off communications with you, they might spread rumors about you, or you might want to just keep it a secret from your friends and family. That's totally up to you. Ask yourself this fourth question. Where do I even purchase toys, fetish clothing, equipment? Well, I would suggest keeping your day job and save the money that you make from your job. Fetish attire, lingerie, toys, equipment can be costly. If you do choose to work at a dungeon or with an independent dominatrix, that's only if she would like for you to work with her, then these places tend to be well equipped with toys and bondage equipment. So I would suggest going to a local fetish shop in your area, that's if there is one, or on the internet, which carries a wide variety of toys. You want to feel the quality of the particular toys and devices. So educate. I would suggest finding a mentor in your area, applying to become an apprentice for a dominatrix in your area. Read numerous books and watch numerous videos on fetish videos, BDSM videos, dominatrix videos. Educate yourself on this lifestyle. It's extremely important. If you want to learn, if you would like to learn how to dominate firsthand, then I would suggest playing with a person you're comfortable with. Trying an activity out firsthand is definitely helpful. I've heard from women, being a dominatrix is in my blood. Keep up that enthusiasm, that positivity, and grab the world by the balls. When you're ready to make that huge leap, then find an established dungeon, a well-respected, well-educated dominatrix to rent from. Working at a dungeon or with a dominatrix with a great reputation to the BDSM community is important. From my own personal experience, I learned the term dominatrix in high school. I was about 15 or 16 years old. I did my own research on BDSM, fetishism, and kink. I was instantly hooked, but unfortunately my high school boyfriend did not like being my demo bottom. I respected his wishes and I did not tie him up. At age 18 is when I was introduced to a master and mistress couple who happened to be married. Luckily, they took me under their wing. I expressed my interest in BDSM and they volunteered to take me to dungeon parties. It was different than the outside world. The eye candy was one of the highlights too. Slaves would wear nothing but a collar and leash, and a thong, of course. Mistresses and masters were decked out in their sexy leather attire. It was my kind of world. The married couple decided to teach me how to flog a slave properly, how to use a whip correctly, different methods of nipple torture, etc., etc. They trained me thoroughly. I was eager to learn as much as I possibly can. So when I was 19, I was introduced to a dominatrix. She stated that the dungeon she was employed at was hiring. I had an interview with the dungeon a week later and I got the job. It was a commercial dungeon in Chicago and there were about 10 dominatrixes working at that particular dungeon. From there, I was able to learn from the head mistress and her associate. I remember the initial tour of the dungeon. The dungeon was huge. There were various rooms catered to different scenes. There was a room for cross-dressers, a medical fetish room, a classroom, etc. I worked there for about 6 months, and after that, I decided to work for another commercial dungeon, and then another dungeon. So from 2001 to 2004, I worked at about 3 different commercial dungeons. And from 2004 to currently, I decided that it was time to become an independent dominatrix, just working for myself. So recommendations that I have. Attend a local munch or a fetish party in your city, in your town. It's a great way to meet other like-minded individuals in your community. Bring your partner, bring your friend, or attend solo. That's up to you. Also, find out if there's a class at the dungeon in your city or town. So if there's a class, attend it. There are classes on different subjects in this lifestyle. Learn as much as you possibly can. Next page. How will your boyfriend or spouse react to this? Discuss this with your partner. Make sure you two are in agreement. I've known some women personally who had stated that their partners are absolutely cool with it. And then some women, their partners were not cool with it. I'll be honest, having a wonderful support system is fantastic. But there are some partners out there who aren't respectful of their own partners engaging in sessions with other men, which is unfortunate. So me personally, my personal experience from 2007 to 2008, I was dating a person who was cool with what I was doing. And 4 months into the relationship, the tables had turned. All of a sudden, he became extremely jealous and thought that what I was doing was cheating. Seeing clients is not cheating. Luckily, I booted him out of my life. A boyfriend or a spouse who becomes jealous equals a toxic relationship, and you don't need a toxic relationship. Another question, where do you even purchase toys or clothing? There are numerous stores online which sells fetish clothing and toys. So do your own research on the quality of the online goods. You don't want cheap shit, seriously. So if you have a toy store in your area, I would suggest going there and feeling the quality of the toys, making sure it's good quality. And I would suggest real leather equipment, real leather floggers, real leather paddle. You don't want cheap faux leather, in my opinion. Some people like the faux leather because they're vegan and they're they're anti-leather. I get that, but do whatever makes you comfortable. Do whatever you like, and yeah. So take control. Female supremacy is all about taking charge, setting your own boundaries, doing what makes you happy, being a boss bitch, creating your own hours, having the freedom you desire. Female supremacy is all about owning it, being your own authentic self, and not giving a fuck what other people think about you. Female supremacy is badass. Women over men. Women do run the world after all. Women are powerful. Female supremacy, sisterhood, supporting other boss ladies. Very important. And it's important to have a support system and being around people who respect you and not stab you in the back and not talk shit about you. Female supremacy. It's all about taking control. Tips. A lot of women ask, how do I become a dominatrix? So my question for them, why do you want to become a dominatrix? Is your heart in it or not? My suggestions to newcomers are to read as many BDSM and fetish books out there, getting a mentor, understanding the meaning of different fetishes and the protocol in a session, watching BDSM movies that involve a mistress and slave. Also practice with your partner, but ask your partner if they're willing to be used as your demo bottom, as your guinea pig. I'd suggest giving your partner code words, red for stop, green for continue. If you can come up with your own code word, mercy meaning stop. Also attend dungeon parties in your location. Know their rules first and respect the rules. If you're comfortable with going alone or taking a friend, that's your choice. And see if you can be an apprentice to another dominatrix in your city. That way you're able to observe a session firsthand or even partake in the session with the dominatrix. Some men enjoy the feeling of another woman watching the session, and some prefer to be extremely private without anybody else in the room but the mistress, and that's okay. I've had numerous women watch my scenes at my parties in the past and would approach me afterwards, after I would finish the scene. The first thing the woman would say was, how do I get involved with what you're doing? Or I've had women call or write emails to me asking if they could work with me. Some women didn't even bother introducing themselves. They just get right to the point. I can't tell you how many times I've heard, I'm out of work and I need the money. This is not a quick making money scheme. You have to work hard for the money, and that involves being trained, being self-motivated, being positive, buying your own toys and wardrobe. I hate to say it, but starting out is not easy. If you're not willing to learn and want to beat some ass and get paid for it, then this is not for you. If you're a man-hating bitch, this is not the business for you. If you're not motivated to work for yourself, this is not for you. I remember when I met this one woman who was interested in working with me. I asked her where she has worked before, and she named the dungeon. What she didn't know was that I was going to do a reference check on her, and it turned out that she never worked at that dungeon, so I never let her work with me. Liars are no good in my book. Another woman stated that she traveled throughout the world dominating men. I looked her up on the internet, and there was no record of her traveling to, she stated, Paris and Berlin, etc. Another liar. Lying is a huge pet peeve of mine. So if you've never done this type of work, that's okay. There's a lot to learn, and there's no need to lie. And if you're not ready to dominate men in real time, there's phone domination or webcam domination, where you could do domination via telephone. You could dominate somebody by talking to them, or a webcam session. Do your research and see what's out there for you. So if you're not comfortable with seeing anybody in person, that's totally up to you. There's also alternate ways to make money. So making your own videos, selling the videos online, and making a good profit from it. Again, do your own research and see what service is best for you. When you're ready to make that big leap in either working for yourself or working for a commercial dungeon, my suggestions: write a bio on yourself. If there's something unique about you, mention it. Write your stats. If you're not comfortable with mentioning something about yourself, then keep it private. Believe me, a lot of men will ask you all kinds of questions. You could flat out say it's none of your business, or that's private. Like, for instance, they'll ask myself, what nationality are you? What's your age? What's your weight? What's, this and that and this and that. It's like, it's like some things are just personal. And asking a woman her age is just not appropriate, And yeah, that's just my opinion. So a lot of men, they just want to get to know you. Just be comfortable and tell what you want to tell about yourself, and then keep some private things about yourself private. Okay. Another tip: if you want to only specialize in one field of fetish, that's great. I know a lady who only engages in foot fetish. I know another lady who only engages in wrestling. And I know another lady who only engages in medical fetish. There's a niche for almost everything. And if you want to focus on one field, that's up to you. And if you want to engage in various fetishes, that's up to you as well. But know what you'll be offering to your personal clientele, and know your limits. If you don't like to smoke in a session and you have a client who wants to be a human ashtray, then that's up to you to smoke or not. And actually, I was discussing that in my previous podcast. I received a question, and the question was, do you offer smoking fetish? And personally, I used to, but now I don't, because it just doesn't feel good on my lungs. So why am I going to offer a fetish that I don't feel good with? So I chose not to offer that fetish. Okay, marketing. And actually, I'm on chapter 8. Marketing yourself is crucial. Create a memorable stage name for yourself. Create your own dominatrix identity, your separate persona. My suggestion is to build your own website or hire somebody to build it for you and create your own social media platforms. List your session interests and session limits on your website. Don't copy from another dominatrix's website. Plagiarism is a big no. So write your own bio, your interests, your images, your rules, your protocol, your limits, your contact information. Maybe create a blog if you choose to. Actually, a long time ago, somebody copied my website word to word, like my bio, and put it on their website. And I'm like, wow, really? And this was another person in another city. I'm like, wow, you really went there. So this is, I can't remember what year this was, but I'm like, really? Really? You can't even, that's not authentic of you to copy copy my bio and place my bio on your website. And it's like, yeah, I just remembered that. And this person, I think they're no longer a dom, or I don't know what happened to them. And that was, yeah, I just remembered that. All right. Book photo shoots and add content on your website. When your website is complete, proudly advertise your website on the internet or on your social media platforms, femdom message boards, etc. Once your website gets exposure, then potential clients will be interested in seeing you. Some will be fans of yours from afar, and some will see you in person. There are some men who would want to see you in person, and some where they wouldn't because they are either too afraid or too nervous. Some men think of it as cheating. Some simply have no time. And you know what? It's their loss. But I can understand why some men cannot break free for an hour from their family. They have busy lives too. So when you get clients, I suggest keeping a database using either Microsoft, Excel, Word, whatever. It's best that you remember what they're into, what their limits are, if you had a good experience, or anything else you might add on the client. And do not badmouth or become disrespectful. Show a great amount of do not show a great amount of jealousy, or don't spread nasty rumors about another dominatrix. You might look at another dominatrix as competition or as a rival. Just remember, you are all in this together. There's a special sisterhood amongst dominatrixes, so be a part of that sisterhood. And soon you will be the person to inspire others. So I remember in Chicago, this a friend of mine, she was a dom. She's no longer a dom, and she said to me, she said, "Oh yeah, back then they didn't like you. They didn't like you at all." I'm like, "Who's they?" And she's like, the other ladies, they didn't like you. I'm like, why are you telling me this? I really don't care. That was the past. And she she basically she spoke her mind. She spoke freely, and I'm like, wow, that was interesting to find out. And really, I really didn't care. I just did my own thing. Anyway, so I just read from chapter 8 in my book, Xena Life as a Dominatrix, found on Amazon.com. It's a good read. It's 300 plus pages. There's a lot of stories in my book. There's a lot of journal entries. There's a lot of tips for femdoms, for slaves. Also, stories on my performance arts, my parties back then, also from my childhood, from my teenage years. It's a good read. It's my first book. And yeah, I published it in 2020. And if you would like to read a memoir, autobiography, check out my book, found on Amazon. So I'm glad that I discussed this episode 47 on this podcast. Xena Life is a Dominatrix. So again, I do have a Venmo page to support this show today. Tips are greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for tipping, and thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great day.